Welcome to the flowerschool.com video library. I'm Leanne Kessler, Director of the Floral Design Institute, and today I'm here to share with you our latest issue on the evergreen wreath. 'Tis the season to hang a wreath, not just for Christmas. I like to hang mine up as autumn arrives, and they leave it up clear through spring when the daffodils start to bloom. Now obviously that means it better be long-lasting, and it can't be too seasonally specific. Today, I'm starting with an artificial wreath that's definitely going to be long-lasting, and it's adorned with pine cones, pods, and cinnamon sticks. The wreath is a faux blue spruce, so it's from the cool side of the color wheel, and that led me to look at the peacock feather for my color inspiration. The blues and the greens be a wonderful addition to the blue spruce. So then on the hunt, I decided I wanted hydrangea, and I found beautiful preserved hydrangea at the flowermart.com. They have literally dozens of colors in both preserved as well as natural. For this, I decided to stick with the preserved, and I'm using the turquoise, and then the pastel turquoise, and a pastel green, mixed in with the peacock feathers. Be gorgeous. As you choose hydrangeas, you want to think about how you're going to use them. The natural dried gives you a very natural look, but they're crispier. Hear that? And so if there's going to be long term, they sometimes can shatter, but they are so gorgeous. The preserved is a little softer, more parchmenty, and so they don't shatter as easily. They're almost fleshy in how they feel. Now when you get them in, they're going to be crumpled and tight, not as attractive. And the way to solve that is set them in your flower cooler. The humidity causes them to fluff out. Now this one I've had in the cooler, and you can see how it's fuller and lusher and softer, not nearly as crumpled looking. Didn't do anything to it. Just put it in the flower cooler overnight so that the humidity caused it to swell, get luscious, and now it'll be ready to work with, and as it dries, it will stay that way. Because it's in the packing where they have to protect them, that they squish them down a little bit, and then it's your responsibility to open them out, hydrate them just a tiny bit. You don't cut them and put them in water, not that kind of hydrating, but just a little bit of humidity to get this beautiful, lush blossom. As I glue in the hydrangea, I cut them down. I don't need as much stem on it, which gives me several florets to work with. If I pull them apart, I'll have clusters. Then using hot glue, just a tiny bit right on the stem, then swirling it as I pull away, and that will eliminate any of the spider webs. So that's the trick, is to put a dab of glue, swirl, and then insert it down in. It will stay in place nicely, and by that swirling, you don't have the spider webs. As I continue, I just mix and match the colors so that they blend. You don't want all one color in one area. So I've got the turquoise, and I bring in a lighter, just kind of lifting, tucking it in, going back. Making sure I bring it down towards the center, filling in on the inside, and then I'll bring some other bits out to the outside so that when you see it from the side angle, it still looks beautiful. You don't want it all just on the front surface. You want inside, outside, and top with random placement of color. For the ribbon, I'm going to use a beautiful peacock blue in a soft satin. Now I don't want just a bow. Instead, I'm just going to use ribbon and cutting it down into about 12 to 15 inch lengths. They don't all have to be identical. Cutting them down, then taking those and each end, folding it in half, and then dovetailing Get a nice, wonderful little end. And then repeat that on the other end, lining them up, folding that, and then cutting from the outer edge into the fold, getting that beautiful dovetail. And then taking and just folding it in half on itself on the shorter piece, tiny dab of glue, and then just lifting and tucking it in, letting the tails trail outward. Otherwise, I could take it not even in the middle, but on an end. Little dab of glue, spinning it, tuck it down in. If it doesn't go in quite far enough, use a stick and push it down further. That way you don't burn yourself. Then taking the other end, folding it, adding a little glue, and then tucking that, again using the stick, letting it kind of twirl around on itself. You can adjust a little bit, but you can see you get little winding pieces of ribbon all the way around, and it's just a little bit of a dab of glue. Take your stick and tuck it in. And then another dab of glue. And actually that one just needs the one. Just stick it right there and keep winding it until you get ribbon all the way around the edges, winding in and out. Of course, we can't forget the peacock feathers. It was the first inspiration. So I just cut them down. They came on this master stem, but I want to use them individually. So cutting them off. And then once again, just a tiny dab of glue right on the end, winding it, and then looking at which way they face. You want to make sure that the bloom of the center eye shows nicely. And sliding it right down in. And then just radiating them around. Keeping the eyes all going in the same direction, because that gives it a little bit more organized feel. But again, keeping them all the way, both outside, inside, and top. But this time, predominantly across the top. One final hint as you create your wreath. If you ended up with spider webs of glue, and sometimes you do, no matter how hard you twist that gun, there's still some glue webs on there, hang it and take your blow dryer and on the lowest setting, just blow across it, and it causes the glue to dissipate and melt away, and it's gone. Now you can enjoy this obviously through the entire winter season. And then tuck it away. Just put it in a plastic bag and set it aside. And then next year, take it back out, using your blow dryer, blow over to get any dust that may have accumulated, and then very lightly mist it with water. You don't want to saturate it, just a lightness to get that humidity going again and fluff it all right back out. Now I loved the blues and the greens of the peacock, but maybe you want something different. You can see all the different colors of hydrangea that are available on the website at theflowermart.com. Just type it in, take a look, you'll see they have a full spectrum of color. Now it's your turn. What are you going to create? If you need more inspiration, I love the winter season and there's so much to see on our website at theflowerschool.com. So look at flowerschool.com, give us a call if you've got questions. It's 800-819-8089. And then take a picture. I'd love to see what you create as you do an evergreen wreath for the winter season. Send it off to me at my personal email. It's Leanne, Leanne, at floraldesigninstitute.com. For now, it's your turn. Happy winter time. Have fun and do something you love.